Hello, my name is Dan McDuff, and this is my opening scene analysis of Fast and Furious 7. So, starting with sound, the song used in the opening sequence is from the first film, so this means it's nostalgic, and seeing as this is the last film in the franchise, the use of a nostalgic soundtrack from the first film will bring back a lot of memories to the older fans, and that means they're targeting their audience from across all of time of when they've been doing this franchise. Now, being rap, it is fast, and that helps it with the fast-paced action, sets the mood for the fast-paced action of the film, and it also helps get the audience hyped. The soundtrack also starts with Let's Go for a Little Ride, and that's also from the first film, and it suggests that the film is going to be, fast-paced again, and it's going to be emotional, having its emotional ups and downs. It's going to be fast-paced, obviously, and it'll be a mix of exciting, sadness. It's going to wrap up the film all into one. Then you've got another line in the song saying, "This moment, we own it," and that is showing, of course, living in the moment, and also, once again, talking about the fast-paced idea, you only stay in the moment. Every time something new happens, you go with it, and it also shows the racers as being dominant. The main characters are the dominant people here. It says, "We own it." Another line is, "The same ones I ride with, I die with," and that shows more of the family and emotion of the characters of this film. So it really represents the idea of the film, of it all being about them all being one big family. And showing a film about family, it also kind of connects the audience as well, connects the audience to the characters. Now in the editing, it's cut very quickly, and that makes it very obvious that it's an action film. And also there's a lot of male dominance, which suggests that male are more dominant. So there's lots of action shots and match on action. Sometimes there are action cuts to the same action of a different scene, and that also helps show the flow of the film and how it's all going to flow into itself. As I've said, it's very fast-paced. That's the whole idea of the film. It's speed, it's cars. All the clips in the opening sequence are taken from older films. Once again, that shows nostalgia, brings back their older audience, makes everyone who's seen their films over time interested for this final wrap-up of the whole franchise. And that also means nothing about this new film is spoiled before it actually starts. And also, most of the clips used in these clips from the old films are some of the most exciting clips from the other 5 films. This implies that the film is a conclusion to the other 5 films, wrapping up, filling in any holes, wrapping up the story, rounding it all up into a big climax of the most exciting film we've seen yet. The other way is suggested through the progression of the story. It's going through all the other films, showing character development and how the story is actually unfolded. The title Speed on and off the screen, once again, that gives a fast-paced effect to them and represents the sort of film that it is, which is obviously having high-speed car chases. They've tried to make this opening sequence seem as fast-paced as possible because the whole idea of the film, being fast and furious, is that it's fast. Now, if we look at the mise-en-scène, there are lots of sports and muscle cars. At the start, there's a shot of an increasing speedometer and gearbox shifts, and this shows the expense of making the film and the idea of using a lot of different shots. It really shows that a lot of creativity and thought has gone into this. It gives a heavy atmosphere of the action and speed of it, and a lot of the previous actors also are shown, which obviously shows it as being a nostalgia film. There's a lot of dust, smoke, fire, guns, props such as windows being broken. And that's very clear that it's going to be an action film once again. It makes it a very stereotypical men's film. Also, considering in this opening sequence there's jewellery, women in bikinis, lots of money, safes, etc. We also see Vin Diesel in a prison outfit. Shows it's once again a film about criminals. At the end, the whole group is shown together, and that brings the happiness to the audience that they're going to see the crew that they know, the family that they know, and they've connected with over this time. That also hypes them up for the film as it's about to start. You also see a lot of men in governmental suits. This shows a cops and robbers type of film, and it also once again shows family and romance, because you also see a lot of characters kissing, becoming family, that sort of thing. So the main characters, some of the side characters, all that sort of thing. So in the cinematography, there's a lot of low-angle shots on the main characters, displays them as dominant. There are lots of motion shots, pans and tilts, adds to the idea of keeping it all flowing, keeping it fast-paced. That's the whole theme of this opening sequence. There's lots of shots that transition into slow motion, which is connoting that it's too fast to keep up with, and it allows the audience to understand what is actually going on. It gets the audience also caught up in the moment of the film, Shots of both cars and characters are close-ups a lot of the time. That shows the emotion and the detail. You know, it's the idea of everything in these films actually makes a difference. Everything counts. Everything they've put in these films all has a purpose. So that was my quick analysis of Fast and Furious 7.